Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Crafting and Cruising. I'm Lisa. And we are in yet another hotel in Athens, Tennessee, heading towards Chattanooga and ultimately Atlanta, where Rodney to do another job. So we stopped for the night. Hello, Teresa Rideout. How are you? Thank you for coming on. And y'all, we're going to finally work on this board I've been talking about for a long time. And I have in my mind what I want to do. Hey, Joyce. Just not sure it's going to work. So, first, let's start with, did you see the picture that I posted of how I had gone back and redone, hey, my sweet Grace, my poinsettia. I added some depth. I took some of those veins out. I deepened the background some, and I like it a lot better. See how I have some red spilling over here and some red down in here. Hey, Diana. So, you guys, got that one finished. So, tonight, this is what we're going to work on. Let me move all my jewels I have around here. I showed y'all this last week when I was showing you the old paper towel roll. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. It looks like a great big old paddle. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Teresa. It also looks like a black chalkboard to put notes on or a recipe on. It's got a place to be able to hang it. So here's my thoughts. And I may not be able to finish it on live tonight because y'all might get bored. My thoughts are to paint this part black and paint, well, I may paint the whole thing black. Then crackle it. Then put white over it, but antique the white over the crackle. And then remember this fabulous picture I showed you of Joan Collins? Hey, Susie Zane. So I was gonna, you know, zhuzh up the edges, which they already are, because they came from, it came off of, it was the cover of this magazine. What was this magazine? I don't even know what the magazine was. Y'all paid $5 for it. But look at all the goodness where the pages are just so old. But she was on the front. So, I wanted to make it look old, but glam-worthy. So today, when I was in Hobby Lobby, because I forgot a lot of my supplies this time because I didn't think we were going to be gone this long, I found this trim. I thought in my mind, without taking my board in, that the wood part was wider than it is. So I found this trim, which you can't really tell, but it's very sparkly. But it's kind of wide. So then I found this trim. I'm not even sure I have enough. I only got 2 yards. That's about the perfect size that the crackle would show through really well, I think. Can we make this light turn so that maybe they can see more of the sparkle? There's Rodney, you guys. There you go. Now you can see it sparkle. So I thought about putting that around the edge, or what I had really thought about doing initially was doing all of the edges, once I get them crackled, in black and white check. Because then the crackle would show through the white and it would show through the black. Then I have, thank you, I have lots of bling to add to her. And we'll have to figure that out when we go. So, let's first wipe this off real well. Ronnie, you want to try to get on comments?
Yes, look at my little phone.
And y'all, let me pull you up over here and make sure that I've got you on here. We literally stopped and ran in the hotel room and got set up. And it's not showing that I'm on Wi-Fi up here. So I hope we can stay connected. If it goes off, you guys, please just give it a couple of minutes and see if it connects back up. If not, I'll come back on. I'll end that live and come back on. I wish you guys would do me a favor and share this out. What did I say I was going to do? Black. Share this out. We've got to start getting some more people on these videos so that, or these lives, so that Facebook will put us up in the algorithm, because they're getting real persnickety about who sees what in the algorithm. And I know it's so hard because there's so many crafters and so many come on at the same time or kind of cross over. Hey, Mary Lee. And so I know it makes it hard. When we're on the road, I just have to kind of do it when I can. So let me tilt you down. And we're just gonna start painting. Fortunately, I not only had one of my heat tools with me, but I have two, just alike. And I should have put my apron on. Rodney, my apron is on the bed, and my little towels. Would you hand me those, please? So I can...
You don't paint yourself too much.
I really don't want to paint my pig shirt.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm not going to tie it. I'm just going to put it on. Can y'all tell this is a well-loved
Here you go.
paint
And
apron?
The camera needs to go down just a little bit more.
Does it?
To get more of the painting.
Okay. And I think we're going to have to move these kind of out of the way. This thing is so big, you guys, I can hardly get it on this desk. So, what did y'all do for the 4th of July? I know we talked about it a little bit last night when I told you all, and I'm so sorry, let me apologize, that I got on there, sent a telegram, told you guys I was going to be going live. Huh?
Can't see what you're doing now.
I was going to be going live from a thrift store. We went to St. Vincent de Paul, which is really a cool thrift store. I've been to one before in some other states. The thing I don't like about it is everything is just kind of thrown in the home section. Not so with the clothes, but the home section stuff is just thrown on shelves, but they had a ton of merchandise. And so we really didn't know if anything would be open since it was the 4th, and we were in Mason, Ohio, visiting our friends Ron and Linda Prater that y'all have met before if you've been on my lives for any amount of time, and had gone to this really good Italian restaurant. And then Ron said, do y'all want to do anything else? And Linda said, yeah, shop. And I said, well, it was like 6 o'clock or 6, something around 6. And I said, Linda, I don't think anything's going to be open on 4th of July. She said, well, you may be right. So I looked for thrift stores in the area and found out that St. Vincent de Paul was going to be open until 7. So we went, and I got some things. I was kind of excited. We did not see fireworks last night. They live very close to Kings Island. In fact, when you stand on their porch or their deck, you can see Kings Island from there. And I think Kings Island pretty well does fireworks most every night, so they weren't sure if they were going to really ramp their fireworks up last night or not. We did at one point hear them, but we did not go out and see any. But of course, we had been to Kathy DiDomenico's house on the 1st and seen their fabulous display, which I hope y'all saw the YouTube video that I posted from there. I'm just using regular acrylic, black acrylic paint on this. Now when I use the white, it's going to be chalk paint only because that's all I have. So, anyway, I did see some pictures today of the Nashville fireworks, and they are usually some of the best in the country. I think they're all always televised, so I don't know if any of you all saw them last night, but a friend of mine had gone and she posted some still shots. Man, they look pretty. They do them down on Riverfront Park, and I think they do them from a barge. And of course, everything is, you're welcome for me sharing it. Everything is choreographed to music. So it's pretty spectacular. I love to watch it on my TV. I would not want to go down there when I'm at home and get in the masses of people. They close off Broadway and many of the other streets around there. And of course, on Broadway, there's all the bars. Some of the country music stars own bars down there, and a lot of them have rooftop seating, and so you know, it's a crazy place all day. So if we had been home, we would have just watched it on television, but we didn't. I didn't even think about telling Ron and Linda last night that we should watch it while we were sitting there. So we didn't. So tell us what y'all did. Has anybody made any comments about what they did?
Yeah.
That's another thing, y'all. We need for you to interact with us and each other, because again, that just really helps us be seen.
Joyce said they had a family gathering cookout at Carolyn's.
Oh, fun!
At the creek, and it was lots of fun.
I bet it was.
Mary Lisa, thanks for sharing the fireworks you saw that a minute
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, it was quite the show, wasn't it, Mary Lee? I don't even know, did the video, Mary Lee, show when that one group of fireworks kind of came through the fence around the pool and ended up in the pool?
I don't know if that showed it very much, and I was probably jumping at about that time.
Whew, you guys, that was scary.
Teresa Rideout went to bed, she said.
I don't blame you, Teresa. I don't blame you a bit, girl. That's kind of how I feel like on New Year's Eve, too. I just feel like, you know what? I don't want to be out on the streets with all of the wild and crazy people. And I know that there's a lot of wild and crazy people on 4th of July, too. I'm not dumb to that. All right, let's try this real quick. So, I think I told you we're heading toward Atlanta via Chattanooga, via Athens, Tennessee tonight. We had to get a place to stay so I could go live. And so we're in the Hampton Inn here, and get up in the morning and drive on to Atlanta so Rodney can do his job down there. And if I don't get this 100% finished tonight, I'll probably try to go on live tomorrow while we're driving and see if I can finish it, especially if I decide to do black and white check around the edge. I think we're just going to have to get this picture on here, decoupaged on here first, and then we can kind of hold that ribbon up that I got and see how it looked. I thought it was kind of antique looking because it was beige. However, most of the trim that I have to use on her is silver. Now, that doesn't bother me. Mixed metals don't bother me. I mix my metals all the time in my jewelry and everything. Some people have a real hang up about that. They only want gold or silver or rose gold. It doesn't bother me. So we'll kind of look at it and see what we think. But most everything I brought, in fact, well, most of what I brought is silver and then the antique bronze. I do have a little bit, I think, of the antique bronze, because I was trying in my hurriedness to think about what all I would need doing this piece. And antique bronze with Totally Dazzled is my favorite. I absolutely love it.
Susie Zane said we had a barbecue pool party. It sounded like a war zone around my house with fireworks.
Oh, really?
Mary Lee Teal said, "Where's your bus?"
It's at home.
Yeah, this trip didn't lend itself to the motorhome. We took a rental car.
When Ronnie's on a business trip, we don't bring the motorhome because we have a gas-powered motorhome, and y'all, it ain't cheap. To fill that sucker up. One thing I love about this dryer, this is called a Ranger Heated Craft Tool. If y'all don't have one, you need one. You can get them on Amazon. Not only are they very quiet, which I love, but they dry so fast. Even when I was using my other one that was a little bit bigger and louder, it didn't dry near this fast. And it will get really almost so hot you can't touch it. I guess I better use a different brush. So let's start.
Lynn said she loves her blow dryer.
Yes, me too. All right, let's start with number 1, Fine Line Crackle Varnish by Pent Art. Yes, my thing is backwards. But it's hard on me, y'all, when I do it the other way. Now, I got some extra right here on this top, so I don't want to waste it. I'm just going to smear it on here with my fingers. And then I will take this brush and we'll just rub it on here. Spread it on here.
So is this the stuff that's going to crackle?
This is step 1 of 2 steps to make it crackle. And y'all know what I've said about this crackle before. We have a love-hate relationship with each other. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes I hate it because I feel like it's not working like it's supposed to work. And I know that that's operator error. It's not the Pent Art. It's operator error on my part. However, I evidently have used it on a lot of projects because this bottle only has about 1/4 of the amount left in it. I can't even get this little top off. So clearly I've used it a lot, but I'm still wondering if I would do just as well just using Elmer's glue. I know it would be cheaper.
And the thicker it goes on, the bigger the cracks?
Yes, this is called Fine Art, and so I don't know exactly how big the cracks would get since it's called Fine Crackle. Maybe that I have heard, and I have seen videos where people say the larger the strokes, the larger the cracks are going to be.
And they say don't go back over and just keep smoothing it in.
Right, like I'm doing, you mean?
Put a layer on.
But I have noticed, I haven't noticed big crackles. Now, I prefer, I've told y'all this before, I prefer Fine Line. I don't know why. At one point I thought it looked older. It doesn't really, because I've seen some genuinely old pieces that have some big crackle on them. It's just a personal preference. And
Terry's Journey to Better says, hey, my sweet friend.
Who says that?
Terry's Journey to Better.
Hey, Terry Chisholm, how are you, sister? I hope you had a good 4th of July. And I'm so glad you're on here. I miss you when you're not here. Terry's another Tennessee girl.
Where's she? What part of Tennessee?
Ask her. It's a small town and I can't tell you.
Okay, Terry, tell us what town you're from.
She tells me about every lie. Clearly, I don't remember.
She says, hey, Rodney, and I guess next comment's going to be the town she's from.
It's a small
But
town.
see, it's okay for me to forget because I can say I'm old and it's easy to forget.
And you're saying I'm not old? That's
You're
nice.
younger than me.
Well, that's nice for you to say that. Thank you. I am younger than you. I always have been and always will be. So that's something to remember.
That paint job's really looking good. Lakeland, Tennessee.
Lakeland. I don't know why I can't remember that.
I know other people in Lakeland, Florida.
Florida. I know. So I should be able to remember that.
Maybe next time. We'll
In
remember
fact, Terry knows Talisa because Terry was the one that picked Talisa up at the airport when Talisa came for Brooke Riley's first big event she had in Nashville. I forgot about
I
that.
thought you were putting a picture over the middle.
I am.
And crackle paint under?
But here's the thing, the picture's not going to cover the whole thing.
Oh. Are you going to put that over the whole thing?
So I'm going to put this over all of it and crackle it. Y'all listen to him trying me. 35 miles from Memphis, she said. So, yeah, she came and got to Lisa and took her to several places in Nashville. And so that's how I met or knew of Terry at first, was through Talisa's page. And then I found out she lived in Lakeland, and Talisa lives in Lakeland, Florida. So, anyway, that's how I found Terry. And then Terry does some stuff with keto, don't you, Terry? Are you still doing that? If so, tell us about what you're doing with keto still. I know she used to sell, maybe still does, some keto drink.
Terry says, I'm coming up your way in the fall.
I know, she told me. I'm so
And
excited.
Teresa Timmerman right out says, you live in Nashville?
We live just outside of Nashville in Franklin.
Right.
However, I tell people when I say that, if they know anything about Nashville, that we really live closer to parts of Nashville than we do to Franklin.
Yep.
If you do know anything about Nashville and you know anything about a place called Bellevue, we are much closer to Bellevue than we are to Franklin. But we have a Franklin zoning and a Franklin mailing address. This stuff does not go on smoothly, y'all. So some of it's going to be thicker in some places than in the others, and I just don't know if it's going to work or not. We're going to see.
Terry says, yes, I sell ketone drinks.
There you go.
Put you in ketosis in an hour.
And I have some at home that I got from her that I haven't finished, and I need to.
Here, let me drink them.
They really were really good.
Terry says, I love Franklin. Lisa, that paint is really looking good.
Rodney, y'all, I need your help here. I need you to straighten him up, okay? So y'all tell him to be nice.
I'm being nice.
No, you're not. You're being sarcastic. I know that's hard for y'all to believe, that my husband would be sarcastic, but let me tell you, y'all don't know him. He's a good guy, but he's sarcastic. Let me open my water bottle so I can drink some water while we do this. So y'all, I was in Hobby Lobby today. They have out all of their fall. You know, Hobby Lobby doesn't do Halloween, but they do fall. Pumpkins everywhere, pumpkin decorations, fall leaves. But they also had, he seems like a very sweet guy. Well, Terry,
He is.
we'll talk later. Mary Lee says, trust me, I get it, Lisa. Thank you, Mary Lee. I'm glad I have at least one person on here that knows how it can be when you live with someone like that. Anyway, so they had a lot of their Christmas stuff out, you guys. And since I'm doing Christmas in July, there was one thing that I was looking for this project. Because yesterday when we were in St. Vincent de Paul, I found the coolest metal Christmas tree. Probably about, I don't know, 14, 15 inches tall. And it had little teeny tiny magnets on it and 2 or 3 little ornaments that were so cute, that were magnetized to that tree. And I thought, you know what? We could redo this tree. We could decoupage it with something Christmas, but it's going to need a lot more ornaments. And then I could put some fairy lights or some of the tiny white lights, Christmas lights on the back of it. Maybe punch some holes in it with a drill and let the lights just kind of barely stick out. And so I thought, but it's probably too early to find little bitty ornaments. Nope. When I was in the back of Hobby Lobby today, I heard one of the ladies in the sewing department talking about one of the other employees, And she said, where is she? And the girl behind the desk says, she's putting Christmas ornaments out. And my radar went up, and I thought, so are they going to be in the front of the store or the back of the store? Well, they're not in the front. They're in the back. And, you know, but it was all little mini ones that you could get in packages of, you know, 6, 8, 10, something like that. Well, then I went over to where the lady was actually still putting stuff on shelves. She was actually working like on a stand with hooks on it. And she had packages of paper crafts, it was called, with like 6 little wreaths and 6 little reindeer and 6 little Santa Claus. And they were like $1.99 a package. And I thought, perfect, this is exactly what I need for this tree. So I was super excited that here it is, July, and I thought I was going to have to wait or else, you know, order them from somewhere, and I got them. I was so excited. So that's something that, depending on how long we're gone, which we'll probably end up being back home by Friday, I don't think we're going to end up in Florida this trip like we thought we might. And then next week I'll be back at the river all week, you guys. House and cat sitting for my friends. And so it'll still be July, so I made the commitment to go live every day. And so I will be doing Christmas crafts from there too. There may be 1 or 2 crafts that aren't necessarily Christmas, but right now my plan is Christmas. And then Rodney has a craft that he's been wanting me to do, and I told him today that I really think it'd be better for him to do it. So I'm hoping that if he's not gone all week, that he can do that craft for y'all. And it's not necessarily Christmas, but it's sort of related to Christmas, and I think you all really like it. He came up with this really cool idea, and because it's such a cool idea, I want him to do it instead of me, because I'm afraid I'll booger it up. But
Teresa says, good that you got good hearing. Well, I'm not sure what she's referring to.
what do you mean? It's good that you got good hearing. What you talking about, Teresa? Okay, this one spot over here is not wanting to dry real well, but I may go on and start with the next. So what, Rodney?
In case there's anybody kind of new at this, would you walk through the steps of what you're doing and
This
why
is
and what you
number
expect to happen?
2.
So you painted it black.
So it came already black. Whew, I'm getting stuff on here. It was black in the center and just wood on the sides. And I decided that I'm kind of in this phase, maybe it's because I'm old, but I'm kind of in this phase where I really like old, crackly, antique looking stuff. And so I decided, when I found that, I found a picture on an old magazine I had purchased for $5, and I can't find the date right now on it, but it's old. And there was this fabulous picture of Joan Collins on the front of it. And I thought, you know what, that would look so good on that tray. But I want to crackle it first. So I took the tray. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pour this and spread it around.
Teresa said it's good that you had good hearing to hear what went on in Hobby Lobby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, because I heard those ladies talking. I guess I was eavesdropping. So I put a coat of paint all over the outside frame, and then on this inside, which I think it was almost like chalkboard paint that was on here. And so then once I got all that dried, I put the number 1 step of this Pent Art Fine Line Crackle Varnish on it. And we just got through, for the most part, drying that. In a perfect world, we would have it totally dry. And in a really perfect world, we would let that happen like overnight. And then we would apply number 2 coat, which is what I'm doing now. and we would let that dry overnight, and then we would see the crackle in here that we wanted, we hope.
Terry, we told me house sitting until next week, and I'm not sure where they're going. They travel a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure where this trip is either. In fact, they may already be gone. There's going to be a couple staying before we get there because we couldn't go as soon as they wanted us to. And then there's going to be somebody coming for a couple days after we leave. So both of them are retired, and they've got a son that lives in New York. He's an actor. And so they go and, you know, visit with him a lot. And then they just, if y'all have ever seen when I've done a live there before, they have got those 3-ring binder notebooks of all of their journeys that take up 3 or 4 shelves in Keith's office. Every one of them are labeled, and every one of them look like they're just filled. I think Sana's real good about keeping up with, like, ticket stubs and, you know, programs of places they go, and probably menus, and she is unbelievably organized.
Terry says it's a beautiful home.
It is so pretty out there on the water. I just love it. And we feel very blessed that, and honored that they would entrust us with their beautiful home and their boat. So, all right, y'all. We're gonna see what happens. We put number 2 on here now. I saw the journey. Yes, it was unbelievable, wasn't it, Terry? And their whole house is that way. Everything in their house, in their garage, in the man cave, in the big, what do you call it? The big, garage attached to the man cave. Everything is labeled perfectly.
It helps when you have people that house sit a lot to know what the switches do and everything like that too.
Well, I wasn't even talking about the switches and stuff. I was just talking about the boxes. Now, some of this right here is bubbling up. I'm not sure why, but I've got my sanding block, so I can go back and sand that down, and that'll just make it look even older. It could be that I'm holding the heat source a little too close. Yeah, do any of you all on here do junk journals? I know that's really making a comeback, and I have got a little stuff saved out to try to start one because I really want to do one, but I get in this rut and I'm like,
Mary Lee says I've never done crackle before.
You haven't? Well, Beth with the Rekindle Blessings, when she does it, and she does it pretty often, she just uses Elmer's glue, I'm pretty sure.
Terry says she does junk journals.
You do, Terry? I can't get off dead center to get started. I don't know why. I've got lots of envelopes I've saved out of the mail, and, you know, we've got cereal boxes and stuff like that, but I just can't get myself off of dead center. I really wanted to make one for all of my granddaughters, maybe for Christmas, and give it to them, each one maybe being a different theme. Like my one granddaughter loves horses, so I would love to do a junk journal with horses for her. Another one of my granddaughters loves cows.
Susie Zane said, I just finished a junk journal with Dina's group. It was so fun.
You know what? I took that class too, Susie, and I hadn't done anything on it.
Grace said, I took a class with Dina and now one with Chris. They come out beautiful.
I did not join Chris's. I did watch she and her mom a couple of times. And I did join Dina's, and I watched both nights of the class. I don't know. I'm just having a hard time getting off dead center. Maybe because right now I'm so focused on Christmas in July.
Sounds like Mary Lee. She says it's too much of a commitment for her. Right now she's afraid.
Well, I'm not so concerned about the commitment because I could just do it. That's the kind of thing I could do a lot. when I'm traveling with Rodney in the car to pass the time. I think I could do a lot of junk journaling. It's just getting me off dead center and getting me started. Now, years ago, I was crafting with a group of ladies, and we did an altered book. Each one of us did an altered book. And I worked on that thing for months, and I loved it. I had so much stuff in there and had zhuzhed it up so much it was really almost too thick. Oh, this is cracking nicely, y'all. It was almost too thick.
Terry says, I'm doing scrapbooks for all 5 of my grandchildren from birth until they marry.
Well, Terry, my hat is off to you, sister, because I did a scrapbook for each one of my children, and I did not start until later in their lives. And I'm going to tell you, trying to look back at some of those pictures and figure out what they were doing, where they were, the year, was so hard for me. And I'm not one that likes to, y'all will learn this about me if you don't already know, I'm not one that likes to duplicate what somebody else has done. I may do a similar idea, but I don't like to do carbon copy stuff. That's just not who I am.
When you get ready to show them the crackle, you have to be close to it.
I will.
Kind of pixely.
I will.
So.
So I did my oldest daughter's and presented it to her, and like I had like 2 or 3 of those books you can get, you know, that give you ideas of what other people have done, patterns you can follow, and mostly just seeing what other people have done. And I would get some ideas, but I didn't want to do exactly what they had done. So I wanted to do my own thing, which then made it harder for me. So then I told my middle daughter, I said, I will have yours done by the time you're 21. I think she was more like 22 or 3 when I got it done. Then I told my son I would have his done by the time he turned 21. And I think he was about 25 or 6 when I finally got his done.
Terry says that Jimmy Lou does the most awesome.
She does amazing junk journals. She's the junk journal guru queen. She's the one everybody turns to for junk journaling.
She says Jimmy Lou's the messy crafter.
Messy Craft Corner. Yeah, that's her page, the Messy Craft Corner. And she does do beautiful, beautiful journals. But that's basically all she does. I mean, that's who she is. That's what she's known for, is her journals, her junk journals.
Usually when you've done crackle, you've done 2 different colors, like with the white and the black.
I'll put the white on so you can see the crackle, but I have to get this dry first.
Oh, you put white after the crackle?
Yes. And it's crackled really well, y'all. Let me hold it up for a minute just so y'all can see. If you can see. Can y'all see the crackle in there? I think you can. Yeah. Hey, Tammy, y'all. Formflex Compound. How are you, sister? Did you get my message? I sent you a private message, I think, and maybe a text about a problem I'm having with Formflex, and it's not the Formflex, it's me. Jimmy Lou is funny. She is funny. Got a new grandbaby she's so excited about, living on. I think it's so cute. Okay, y'all, this looks like it's not dry. Most of it is. There's a few places that aren't totally dry, and I don't want to rush it, so let me give it a couple more minutes, and then we'll move on.
You know, it's funny how some people see some things that other people don't. Some of the messages you're reading are not even coming up on my phone.
Really? You didn't see Terry say Jimmy Lou is funny?
I saw that.
Well, that's Monty Linda's watching. Hey, Linda.
Maybe you were reading something from Messenger. No. You said something about Formflex. What is that?
I saw Tammy on here. Formflex Compound is on here.
Yeah,
it says Formflex Compound is watching, and that is Tammy, y'all.
Oh, but it didn't come up on mine. Hello, Linda.
You may need to refresh your page, Rodney. Okay, you guys, I'm going to...
I just think it doesn't clean.
Go on and put the white on it. Let's see what happens. Let me get another paper plate here. Now, the only white that I brought with me is chalk paint white, and I'm about out of it, so I'm hoping we're going to have enough. I had to actually thin it down because it was so thick. Would you mind taking these and cleaning them in the sink for me and handing me another container of water? Thank you, sir, very much. All right, here we go. Now y'all are going to be able to see the magic happen. Actually, I need one of those big brushes, Rodney.
Okay.
Let me tilt y'all back up from it so I can see your faces. Well, I can't see your faces. You can see mine. So, I appreciate y'all coming on. It means the world to me and Rodney. Just
Really
give me,
clean yet.
yeah, this is, well, yeah, this one, I can't use that one. I need one that's not, I can put white on with. Let me see about this one. I think this one will look okay. All right, you guys, let's pour some white on here. Ooh, that's thick. Okay. I may have to thin it down a little bit. Dip it in my water and thin it down. Let me get the whole inside done. Then I'll show you what that part looks like. Then we'll do the outside. This is where you can really start seeing the crackle. Because it kind of comes through that white. Ooh, see, it's not totally dry. That kind of messed that part up. I have to go back and touch that up when it dries. And like Rodney said, there's going to be a picture covering up most of this, but where we tear around the edge of the picture, I wanted the crackle to show through. Can y'all see it? I think you might be able to see it just from where it is.
Let me take a look.
But I will hold it up in a
It
minute
kind of
too.
loses it in the pixel. You almost have to hold it up a little closer, I think.
Okay, I'll do it in just a minute. At least gonna have to get some more white chalk paint, or remember to bring some more from home when she comes. So y'all, the other day, we took our 2 granddaughters home that had been with us, that lived in Lexington, and they're supposed to come back for a week at the end of July, and we'll probably try to celebrate. We have 5 people in our immediate family that have July birthdays and August birthdays. So their mom is July, late July. Their dad is August. My other daughter is August.
Now we can see the crackle.
My son is the end of July. And the youngest granddaughter is August. So I'm hoping that we can do it where we can all, maybe they can bring them down and stay the weekend, and we can all celebrate together, because it's just hard when you live in 2 different places to be able to, you know, manage that. And sometimes, I mean, we usually manage to do it, but a lot of times we just meet in the middle. One year we went to Beach Bend Park, and you know, and it was fun, but it's just, you don't get to spend as much time together when you do that. And y'all know, if you're a mama, that to a mama, time is everything with your children. So anyway, today, so we took them home the other day, and they were like, we don't want to go home. I mean, we want to see our mom and dad and our friend, but we don't want to go home. And I said, well, the good news is you're coming back at the end of July. So today, when we were coming this way from where we had been in Ohio, the directions said we were like 10 miles from Lexington. And I said, we cannot be this close and not go by and see them. Let me show y'all this before I proceed further. Now we got some crackle going on, girls and guys. So Rodney said, well, do you think they're home? And I said, well, probably. So we stopped in Lexington to get gas, and oddly enough, the oldest one of those two granddaughters texted me about that time. And she said, we should go to Natural Shores for the birthday celebrations. And I said, oh, that's a good idea. So then I said, are y'all home? And she said, yeah. And I said, oh, cool. What are y'all going to do today? And she said, I don't know, probably just play with our friend. And I said, oh, is your mom there? She goes, yeah. She's working, but she's here. And I went, oh, okay. And so we didn't tell him anything about being in the area. So anyway, I said, I'm not even going to tell our daughter. I just want to show up. Which I know she normally does not like stuff like that. But I just wanted to do it because I thought it'd be fun for the kids. And so we got to their house, and I didn't know that their doorbell didn't work. So I rang the doorbell, and nobody comes. And I had told Ronnie, I said, I want you to film when they see us, if they're, you know, not already outside, and they weren't. So we rang the doorbell, nobody answered. And so then I knocked on the door, and I thought, you know what? They may have gone out to lunch or something. And so about that time, our daughter comes to the door, and the look on her face was priceless. She goes, oh, hello there. And I said, shh, don't tell the girls. And so she said, oh, okay. So she was trying to get ready for she's a nursing manager, school nurse manager. She was getting ready for a meeting on her computer. And so the girls had gone upstairs, and they were both on their devices watching videos or whatever. And so she went to the bottom of the steps, and she hollered at the oldest one, and she came out of her room. She said, I need you to put some shorts on and come down here and help me do something. And Kaya was like, what? She goes, just put some shorts on. I need you just to help me do something, and tell your sister I need for her to come too. You know, and it was like that attitude of, ugh, wish we didn't have to do this. And so she goes in and tells her sister, Mom wants us to come down and help her do something. So Brianna comes to the top of the steps. She goes, what, Mom? And Brittany said, I need y'all to come down here for a minute. Meanwhile, we had gone over and just sat down on the couch where they couldn't see us from upstairs. And so that one already was dressed. She had her bathing suit and her cover up on. And so she said something else to her mom, and her mom said, just come down here like I asked you to. And so she came down, and you know, her mouth just wide open. Lollipop! What are y'all doing here? And about that time, Kaya, the oldest one, came down, and she looked at me like, wait, I was just texting with you like 5 minutes ago. And of course, she had no idea that we were in Lexington at the time. So she was very surprised to see us. So they planted a little garden, and they wanted us to see the vegetables and the fruits they had in their garden. So Rodney went outside with them, and I went out on the deck and looked, and they were all proud of that. And so we didn't stay long, but we were there long enough to just, say hi, and I think it was a fun surprise. I used to like surprises. I said I didn't, but I did. All right, so look. Hard to find a good angle.
Terry says we lost our son. His son's come to be with us a lot. And my 2 girls and 4 other grandchildren live 15 minutes from us.
Oh, good, Terry. I know you lost your son, and I'm so sorry. Makes me very sad. I just can't even imagine.
That really crackled up nicely.
Yeah, it did. And that's good, because that's what I wanted it to do. I'm not real happy with this. I'm afraid this this area down here is going to show more than I want it to. So I want to make sure that I kind of get rid of those little strokes. So I put my thing on my page this afternoon. I don't know how many of y'all saw it. There's a tree trunk And I said, what do you see in this tree trunk? I'm kind of interested to know if when y'all look at it, you see anything like I saw.
What, you posted on your page?
Yeah.
Just the post? I haven't seen that.
Y'all probably didn't used to do this, but I used to lay outside with friends of mine. Sometimes we would lay outside and look at the clouds and try to, you know, figure out certain shapes of the clouds and what we saw. And so I was looking at this tree that I had taken a picture of on this trip, the tree trunk, which was fascinating to me. And so I put it on there and said, "What, do y'all see anything in here?" And you might not. It's not one of those things that just stands out, you know, hit you in the face and you're like, "Oh my goodness, I see it." But I saw something and I thought it'd be fun to see if anybody else saw anything any different.
Terry said my son's son is just like our son. He's 6'2".
Aw.
Teresa said I couldn't see anything. The writing was on the top. Did that cover it up? Did you mean to put writing over your picture?
Well, it was just at the very top of the picture. It shouldn't have covered up the trunk.
Okay.
I don't think it covered up the trunk. Okay, you guys, I think this did good. Just what I wanted it to do. I did not put the crackle around the sides. I probably should have, but I didn't. And I don't know if I went back now and added crackle or later if it would even crackle since it's got so much paint on it. So we'll probably just let that go.
I see the tree trunk now.
You have to kind of let your imagination go. Because remember, when you're looking at stuff like that, your brain wants you to see what your brain thinks it's supposed to see. And you have to train your brain to say, I'm going to look beyond that and see if there's anything else. Okay, getting dry. Now I think before I distress it with antique wax, I'm going to go on and put the picture on here. And we're going to kind of figure out where we want to jagged the edges. Because there's no reason to put a bunch of wax in the middle if I'm going to try to decoupage on top of it. I would do that if I was going to stencil or do a transfer. Then I would go on and put a top coat, a clear coat on there before I did the transfer. This paint had a lot of little things in it. I'm not sure what they are. All right, that can continue drying while we look at this picture now. And she signed it down here, so I don't want to totally get rid of that. But as y'all can see, it's pretty jagged. It just says September, $2 UK, $180.
Did that come out of this book?
Yeah.
Let's see if I see any dates on it.
So let me see. What I can do is you can see part of it is already tearing and it's very, very fragile. So we may have to do a little bit at a time and then hold it up. I really want to keep her signature on there, but I don't know that it's going to work out real evenly to do that. I may have to put it separately. Y'all know, if you ever have suggestions to make, just start making them. I'm always open. Okay, that's got the top done. Okay. All right, let's start tearing. Can y'all see? Let's start tearing some of this part off. I have worked for so long trying to keep this magazine preserved. Because every time I would look at this picture, I thought, I've got to do something craft-wise with that sometime. I just love it. But it's so fragile. Y'all, it's got that old musty smell, you know. It was probably in some kind of a bookstore, an old bookstore for years. So it's got that musty smell, which reminds me so much of, you know, growing up and going places with my grandmother and smelling old stuff. I just took the tag off of it earlier. It was $5, which was probably way more than I should have paid for it, but I loved it. The minute I saw it, I thought I gotta have that magazine. And I think I used a little bit of this magazine the other day when I did the paper towel holder. I think I used a page from in there to put on here. Okay, I got that off okay. So let's see if we can do the bottom without taking off her signature.
If you're trying to figure out a date for this, you can kind of guess at this. This guy here, I don't know if you see him here. In this picture, about how old does he look? Maybe 30? He's 83 now. So that would make it
50 something.
Yeah, 50.
I just can't believe somewhere in there there's not a date on something.
That's probably it. I just happened to see.
Well, is there like a table of contents in the front? Because that would probably.
I think there's a front.
Well, I mean, this was the front, but I think that next page is the second page. Now, y'all, I'm wondering, let me finish tearing this, and then I want to ask y'all's opinion about the very top, if I should leave that word on there, because I do have the bling to put on her hair, and I don't know if I should leave the word or if we should tear the word off.
Not as old as you thought, Lisa. Copyright 84.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? 94, 2004,
That'd be
14, almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was older than that. It is a great pick.
It does seem odd, but it does say copyright 1984, but yet they're advertising a little camera that looks like.
I'm just surprised these pages are this yellowed from 1984.
Maybe they yelled them so they could get more money for it.
Maybe, but I don't know. That seems odd to me. Does that seem odd to y'all? I mean, that is almost 40 years, but still. Okay. I don't like that little sharp point right there. That is so weird to me. Okay. So now, look, it got white. How did it get white paint on it? I'm going to be covering that up with jewels anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so now I'm going to hold it up, and I want y'all to tell me. Actually, I need to take just a little bit more off down here. Perfect. Okay. All right. Do y'all think? See that white going on her lip too? I don't understand that. Should I leave this word up here and the date, even or the September, even though it doesn't show the year, or should we tear it kind of jagged like this crown?
Susie said the crackle came out awesome.
Yeah, it did. So what do y'all think?
It's a question again.
Leave this word up here.
Which we can't read backwards. What does it say?
It says
That's the name of the magazine.
Intermin. I don't know. Or do we kind of come around here and maybe wet it and try to tear around these words, this word around the crown, since we're going to be putting bling up there, and then we could even come and cut all of this part off.
Andy Warhol's Interviews, the magazine.
Crackle came out. Okay, so y'all tell me, leave the name of the magazine on there, or should we tear it off?
Leave it. It's interesting, in my opinion. But let's see what this
We're
says.
leaving her signature on there, but what do y'all think? Come on, give me some feedback.
No comment so far.
Take it off, Mary Lee says. What do y'all think? Leave it, Susie says. We got 1-to-1. And let me kind of, while you're deciding, this is what I was talking about doing. It's gotten a little messed up, but
It's going to be hard to take it off and not take part of her hair off.
I was going to be putting this up here. And then, like on some of these, well, if I put this here, I won't need these other things. But then I've got all these little silver bejeweled things we could put in the top of her crown. I got a crown, but it's not big enough. I also have this massive piece right here that I think is really, really cool. That we could, it's a pin, and we could take the back off of it and
might
use
ask
it.
What's the word? And Andy Warhol Interviews, the magazine. So the word
Interview. Okay, interview.
for the interview.
Let me take the back off this so y'all can see what this would look like.
Need a little help there?
All right. It's on here pretty good. No, I got it. Almost.
Hold your mouth right.
Okay. Nope, I didn't get this.
Let's see it. I'll twist it off. Jazz. Twist it.
Hold on, y'all.
I don't think you're even doing that on camera. You might be.
Got it. Okay. So I have this fabulous piece right here. Look at that.
If you let it fill
And
a
that-
few seconds, it'll
And then I could put, like I've got even some bigger ones I could put around it if we needed it. I've got some of these little flat ones we could put up here if we left the word on. And then we got to decide about the edge. All right, so y'all tell me.
Two that said voted take it off and one that said leave it.
2 said take it off and 1 said
Carol,
leave.
Leave it.
Let me see what would happen.
So,
So you think tear it off got more?
yeah, 2-1 at this point.
Okay, this is your last chance to vote.
Either
Otherwise,
way, she's failed.
okay. Well, we're going to start taking her off then. Since that seems to have gotten more than any. May not be as easy as I think. Whew, y'all. This is kind of tricky.
Kind of interferes with her crown, doesn't it?
Yep. But you can go back and add bling and take care of the crown. That's not a big deal.
Moises is watching.
Moises from DR?
Is it Moises Jean?
Yeah.
He's watching.
Hey,
Hello, Moises.
Moises, how are you, my friend? Good. Ness, I hadn't heard from you in a long, long time. How is your bride doing? You guys say hi to Moises and welcome him. He's a pastor in the Dominican Republic, but he's from Haiti. Not Romano that some of y'all have seen when he came to town, but this is Moises. He was the first pastor that we ever worked with when we went over to the Dominican. That's exciting.
Moises, Lisa's just doing a little art project where she's taking a wood tray, put some special paint on it to make it crackle. And now she's putting an old picture from 1984 onto the tray.
Of an actress.
Of an actress.
Y'all telling him welcome?
Dolly Albright says hi.
Hey, Dolly, how are you? Well, hello, darling. Every time she comes on, I do that.
I was managing to restrain myself this time.
I bet it's not the first time she's heard it. Probably won't be the last. Especially if she stays on my page. Right, Dolly? Okay, y'all. About got it done. Well, hello, darling.
Dolly says, I'm doing good. How about y'all?
We are doing good.
She's got a tearful emoji looking at us.
Aw. Oh, y'all think that looks good. Look.
You have to hold it real still, Lisa.
Y'all see? Send me some emojis if you like it.
Susie says hi, Shelly.
Don't send me emojis if you don't like it. All right. Let's put this bad boy on here. We're going to use Deb's Design Diary DIY Liquid Patina. I'm going to have to figure out how to cover up these white places that got on her face. I'm not sure how that happened. Okay, let's just wipe this brush dry real well.
It's a good thing they're saying they like it better without the crown. It's too late to put it in the words. It's too late to put it back.
Yeah, and it's in too many pieces to put it back, so that will not happen. Okay, y'all, I've turned it over on the back, and I'm going to do it this way so I can see about how much I need, and then we will put a top coat on. I had to use this earlier because in all of our moving it around, even before we left home, I tore part of it. And I was sick about it. I was like, no, I can't tear this. I don't know why I wanted to do something with this so badly, but I did not want it messed up. And I ripped like right across her face part of the way. So when we got here tonight, fortunately I had this Deb's Design Diary, so I put some on the front across the little gap, and then I put some on the back and dried it real well so that I knew I was going to decoupage it on here so it would probably hold it down, but I was afraid it might separate, and I was so sad. So I think it's going to be good. So let's turn it over and get it placed. And those white spots are bothering me. Now, this one is not going to lay down as smoothly as some. So I may have to end up using my little travel iron, which I did manage to get here with. Let me put some more, whoops, liquid patina on here. See if it will adhere better. Okay. This one you're going to have to really work out the wrinkles with your hand or something.
tear the delicate paper.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Little bit at a time. Do we have a baggie of any kind in here?
Yes.
That would help with these wrinkles.
I think this one might work.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes if you put a baggie over your hand, you can smooth it out. Smooth out some of the wrinkles that way and not compromise your paper. I think that's gonna work. Then I can start moving these. Now you know Joan Collins would not want to have wrinkles. Ooh. She would not be happy about that, that's for sure. Did Moises ever say anything else?
Not yet. He may be just an observer.
Okay, y'all. Let me put this back on my hand. Try to push all the air out as I go. Nope, got a big wrinkle right there. Part of it too is the crinkle under it. The crackle. But see how I'm rubbing it and it's going right down. Perfect. Now some of that crackle is showing through her skin. So she kind of looks like she's got bad skin. Don't tell her. I don't even know if she's still alive, is she? Probably not.
Zoe wants to be reminded who the lady is.
Joan Collins. You may be too young to remember her.
I don't know anything about her. I've got a book about her, so I can read it to you.
You got a book about Joan Collins?
Right here.
Oh, the magazine.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant you had a book, and I thought, why would you have a book about Joan Collins? Okay. So let me put a little bit more up here. All right, now here's what I want y'all to be thinking about. We are gonna, after I get this good and dry, I'm going to put the antique wax, the Behr antique wax on this white, because y'all know I don't like the stark white. But I showed you at the beginning that I had picked up a couple of yards of 2 different ribbons, one of which I decided was way too wide to put on the sides here. The question is, should I use the ribbon, and I'll show it to you again in a minute, on the sides, or should I stay, or should I go? Or should I black and white check the pieces of wood around the frame? That's the question. Black and white check, which remember now, with the white, the crackle will show through, which will kind of be a cool look, I think. And it will also show through the black, because it's going to look antique-ish. So I can do the black and white, or I can do this ribbon. Or another option would be to do the black and white check all around the edges, and then up here around this top part, use this. Actually got it upside down, I think. Use this. Come on, Lisa. Around the handle. So we could actually wrap it around the handle. which, you know, all this would be very eclectic because it's not, you know, we're just not sticking to one style. But I think, I love this with it. I think this ribbon is really pretty. Y'all probably can't see it very well. Let me move it over closer. Okay. So we could put this ribbon around the handle and black and white check. Thank you, Mickey. Or we could not do the black and white check. See some wrinkles in here. And we could use this ribbon all around the edge. This lighting is terrible. I'm gonna have to buy a ring light to start taking with me. Actually, I'll probably put this this way.
Teresa said she took another look at your tree and all she saw was a ram with horns.
That's kind of what I saw.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking more an owl. I kind of saw an odd, it was an odd shaped
Yeah, I
owl.
can see that too.
Okay, so now while y'all are deciding whether you're going to tell me you want black and white check or black and white check around the handle and the ribbon around, I don't know why I think black and white check would be cool, especially if we antique over the, you know, the black and white. So you all tell Rodney, I'm gonna start waxing the black and white. What's she say? Black and white check. Somebody says black and white for contrast is my choice. Okay. Would you use the ribbon at all around the handle? Maybe up here on her crown, or not at all?
My phone is in the process of booting back up. Or back to the chart.
Okay, so let's put a little bit of this on here and then wipe it back.
Are you waxing eloquently?
I am waxing eloquently. Y'all love this so much better when we put the antique wax on it. See? Love it. Love it, love it. Let me move this other.
You have your water?
No, I just needed to get that out of my way because it's taking up so much room on the desk. Okay, so here we go with some more. And I'm going to do it right around the edge of where I tore this. So hopefully it'll just kind of look like it's blending right on in. This Bear wax, I think it's called Antique Walnut. You can get it at Home Depot. You can mix it with the clear wax if you want to, if you don't want it quite as dark. Also, if you didn't know this, the clear wax, I gotta glue that part down. The clear wax works like an eraser too. So if you have a place where you put the wax on and you don't like it, then if you'll go over it with the clear wax, it'll erase it. Now look what's happening. Some of the black is coming through. I love that. Love it. That makes it look even more chippy. And I think that's super cool.
Just came back online.
Huh?
My phone just came back online.
Okay, let's keep going. Do have a little more gluing to do down here. I see where it's kind of coming up some. Did I even paint that white? I think I forgot to paint the top part white. I'll have to go back and do that later. Nobody caught me and told me. you, Terry. I appreciate you. Okay. Ooh, this handle's about to break off. Look. I have to put some glue on that bad boy. Okay, so we've got part of it done. See the difference in the stark white and the antique? Man, Roddy, we gotta get a ring like this. Terrible.
Well, you can't depend on the hotel to have good lighting.
That's for sure. Okay, come down here and do some. And I'm just using an old, like a stipple brush. This is by Waverly. And all I use it for is this antique wax. I usually wipe it off pretty good when I get through doing a project. And then I just, it lays with my wax, so that's all it's used for.
You're frozen on mine. I don't know about yours.
I'm not frozen on mine. Y'all let us know if we're frozen. So you may have to go out and come back in, Rodney. This white up here is bothering me. I'm gonna have to make sure I get that covered up with some dark brown paint for her hair or black. I could probably get by with even black. And I probably, when I get home, will stickle her lips.
Mary Lee said it's good there.
Huh?
Mary Lee said the picture's good there. So.
Good.
And it's funny that the messages are still coming in, but the picture's still frozen. Oh well. It's a nice picture.
This hotel, you guys, is being renovated. And so the Wi-Fi didn't even work up here.
It does down in the lobby. I think they're, whatever their boosters are, must not be turned on up here.
Okay, so we got some black showing over here on this side too, and I love that. That was not planned, and it happened, and I love it. Okay, so now let's look at her. I need to put a little more Deb's DIY right here. Let's look at her crown and see what we're gonna do. Oh, I've got some jewels I can put on her earrings. And she's got one earring showing too. I don't know why this right here is.
Susie Zane says beautiful.
Thank you, Susie. I don't know why that's doing that right there, but. Okay. Now, first, I want to see about if I like maybe this stuff up here in her crown. Nah. I don't like that like I do the silver. Where's the silver one? I'm going to do it though. Here it is. Can y'all see that? No, I can't.
Apparently John was in the movie, the TV series Dynasty.
Yep. She were. Okay. Let's see, y'all.
Whatever the main family name was, she was the...
Let me see here what I have
First name.
put for her earrings. That's not quite long enough. She's got one earring showing. And I don't think I have anything that's really... I could use one of those. That's kind of open. Oh, that's too much. That would be perfect, but it's not quite big enough. And that's a butterfly. I just don't really see Joan Rivers. I mean, Joan Collins and butterflies. That's not too bad. But like me, I can't remember the character name, somebody said. All right, y'all, let me... Woo, it's getting hot in this room.
She was Miss Carrington.
Oh, this is perfect right here, y'all. Look. Let me put it on here first. Ronnie, I may need you to take this back off for me.
She was Miss Carrington, but I forgot her first name in Dynasty.
I forgot all about that show. Did you watch it?
A few times.
Did y'all watch Dynasty? Let me let Rodney do that. Now, I'm going to use some of this. Actually,
just the jewel.
Yeah, I want, well, it doesn't matter if it's in the case. I just don't want the extra little pieces on. I bought some small E6000s today, y'all, because I didn't bring my B7000 or my E6000. And I had to buy a little teeny tiny glue tool because I didn't bring any of that either. So we're going to put both of these on here, one for the quick hold and then one for the long haul, the E6000 for the long haul. And I got this crown today, but it's just not hardly big enough. I do have some of these big jewels we could put. Well, my E6000 is coming out right, and you're gonna have to hurry it up. Let's take some of these off too.
How close is that?
That'd be good enough. Okay. Let's put this on here. And then that keeps falling. That folder. I think it's because it's on the wrong side for me, actually. And it doesn't give you much glue at one time either, which probably is good. But put me another glue stick in there. Okay, let me see if I can turn this over and put it on her ear. Ooh, y'all, that looks good. Let me show you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't touch the base of the glue gun yet.
Okay. Let's go on and put this on here. I think I may have to. Maybe I can push those back down. Okay. Putting some E6000 on this. Ooh, y'all, this stuff smells so strong. I forgot how strong it was compared to the B7000, which has a little smell, but nothing like this. Whew, this is strong. I just got off the edge right there on my paper. All right, let me see if I can move this without totally burning myself. Oh, yeah. Whoa, come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Now, got E6000 on me. All right, now what I want to do is I want to look at putting, where's the pliers?
Here. It is some smelly stuff.
It is very smelly. Okay. I think this one right here will be gorgeous, but I'm not ready to do it yet. Because I gotta think about what I could put around it that I have enough of. And that might be hard. This is the same one. Yep, that's the same one right there. I don't want to have 5. 4. I have another one. It's not the same. Sorry, y'all. I'm talking to myself, trying to find what I need. All right, let's see what I put this right here. Now I have 2 of those. And they've already laid it out. Yeah, already laid it out. And the back's off. Okay, let's see. Is anybody saying anything? Yes, Alexis. Thanks. Teresa said. I don't know what that was about. I love Dynasty. Alexis was her name, I think.
Alexis. What was the family name? I just Kerrigan.
Kerrigan.
I think it was.
Okay, y'all. Let's see. These 2 are the same, and that one's the same. Okay, so I think I'm going to do this.
Over there.
Open this one up for him. These are all totally down. Oh, I forgot about that other one that I showed y'all though. See if you can get that one out. Remember this big one I had? Where, here it is. This one is amazing, you guys. Look.
That's a lot.
Ooh, that's pretty though. No, that's mighty pretty.
More to take off.
No. Okay. Do I like that, or do I like... Did you get the other one? Yep, like this. Okay. 2, 3, 4,
There you go.
5. You like that better? Does that look more like a crown?
Comments?
Okay. See what y'all think about this. I'll try to turn it around.
Not knocking your water over.
So y'all can see. Does that look pretty much like a crown? Do you like it? Yes? No? Hurry.
Yes,
There's
Alexis.
one heart. I see. No,
Yes.
that's... Yeah, no, that was something else. Come on, you guys. I need to hear from you. Do you like this? Yes? No?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Then I'm going to consider it done. If I got 2 yeses.
2 yeses in a row. And another yes.
Woo, good.
We're on the right track.
All right. A lot of totally dazzling. But I like it. Now, do y'all think the black and white check is still going to be good?
Looks great, says Mary Lee.
Thank you, Mary Lee.
As far as the checks, no one's commented yet.
There was a lot of people earlier that said checks.
Was the trim that you laid up there that looked like lace,
Tore
was
that,
it
y'all.
all silvery or did it have a little gold in it?
It has more gold.
Kind of
But
gold.
again, see, that doesn't bother me.
With her skin tone and all that gold color brown in there, that wouldn't look bad.
Having 2 tones of jewels does not bother me at all.
Absolutely on the checks.
Absolutely. Whew.
What Mary Lee says.
Mary Lee is serious. Mary Lee, you serious, girl? Okay. I, again, appreciate y'all hanging with us. I have not felt well in a while. I have a UTI. And I think it's going to require antibiotics.
Terry's Journey to Better says, my phone is discharging. Catch you later.
Okay,
Bye,
thank
Terry.
you for coming. We're almost done, you guys, because I'm not going to do the checks tonight. Now, what I'll probably do is come on live tomorrow, like I said, and do the checks while we're driving to Atlanta. Tell me, this is one thing I want to ask the 4 of you who are on there. I should have asked it earlier when more people were on. Do you prefer earlier in the morning, midday, late afternoon, or evening for lives? Not too early in the morning, because I wouldn't be up too early in the morning. Early in the morning, midday, afternoon, early evening, or late evening. Tell me what time you like best. So I want to try to plan my lives to be around as many people as I can possibly get. Okay, y'all, I'm going to cut.
Susie Zane said mornings or evenings works best for her.
Mornings or evenings, okay? She's on the east, she's on the west coast, so. She's a California girl. Ooh, y'all, I got glue under there. Okay, let's see. That, I think, looks pretty good.
Teal says evenings are good.
Evenings are good, okay. All right, y'all, look. Now, when we get some red stickles on her lips, we get the black and white checks done. All right, one last question. Black and white checks up here or wrap with the ribbon? Black and white checks. I keep going back to this thing, trying to figure out how to use it. Black and white checks or the ribbon. Let me show you the ribbon one more time. I think this ribbon is so pretty. See, it's very subtle. Maybe too subtle with black and white checks. I don't know. I'm trying to wrap it so y'all can kind of see what it would look like.
In the end, do you think you really need that handle on there?
I don't know that I need it, but I'm going to leave it.
Is that a tray,
I like it.
Or is it, what is it? What is the wood thing?
See? I don't know. What do y'all think? Wrap with a ribbon on top, Susie says. Okay, Susie, now you realize it's not silver, right? I mean, I could wait till I got home and use my silver, what's his name, from Hobby Lobby, that I use all of the gold.
Robert Stanley.
Robert Stanley. I could wait and wrap it with that silver bling, if you think that would be better.
Mary Lee says, I like the ribbon for interest.
At the top, Mary Lee? Is that what you're talking about? I've got to put something on the back of this. It's about to break off. Like the ribbon at the top for interest. Okay. top for interest. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we might be able to also do that tomorrow when I'm in the car. Since it's curved, it's not going to stay, it's not going to lay flat. So I'll have to work with it a little bit, but we can probably do it in pieces. I just put some E6000 and some hot glue on the back of this handle to try to hold it down. Can y'all think of anything else it needs? Do y'all think when I get home I should diamond dust her? Put DD if you think I should diamond dust when I get home.
Nope. Mary Lisa's no.
Nope. Mary Lisa's enough of that sparkle already. All right, you guys. Thank you for coming on. No diamond dust, Susie says. Okay, no diamond dust, it is. Thank you for coming on and being here spur of the moment. And tomorrow I'll send out a telegram. We won't wait too late to leave in the morning. How long a drive do we have, Rodney?
2-3 hours. 3 probably.
So what I might do is mark off the checks tonight and then paint them tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, the squares. I might mark off the squares tonight and paint them tomorrow without any other thing added to the squares. I enjoy y'all being here too, Mary Lee. All right, you guys. I love you. Have a great night. Go out and bless somebody and be blessed. Talk to you later. Bye.